The same day all of these documents were released, ABC News aired an interview with members of the Beaver County ESU.
And good morning to you, George. This Pennsylvania SWAT team took up positions in defense of the former president at his rally. They saw the shooter first, recognized him as suspicious, and took steps they thought would have prevented the attempted assassination. Now they're living with failure.
I remember standing in the parking lot talking to one of the guys, and we just became part of history, not in a good way.
Text messages between local snipers show they noticed Thomas Matthew Crooks at 4:26 p.m., nearly 2 hours before the attempted assassination that would injure Trump, kill a man, and severely hurt 2 others. "You see me go out with my rifle," one of the snipers texted, "so he knows you guys are up there."
These messages were sent by the sniper who left the second floor around 2 hours before the shooting. Although he confirmed to the New York Times that the person he saw was Crooks, other footage shows him somewhere else at this time. The FBI and Senator Grassley have since stated that the person he saw was not Crooks.
By 5:14 p.m., they grew suspicious.
This footage of Crooks was taken at 5:06, just before he was spotted by Nickel.
He was looking up and down the building and just wandering around, and it just seemed out of place.
Greg Nichols snapped these photos of the shooter.
We had a text group between the local snipers that were on scene. I had sent those pictures out to that group and advised them of what I noticed and what I'd seen.
What do you think is transpiring once you send in what you've sent in?
I assumed that there would be somebody coming out to, speak with this individual or, find out what's going on.
Unfortunately, in this video, Nickel was not asked about leaving his post just before the shooting. He was not asked whether he got the message about someone on the roof that went out over police radio 3 minutes before the shooting.
Whoever happens
Someone's on the roof.
furthest left, we got to get him elected. McCormick. We got to get McCormick, Preston McCormick.
What's up, man? I have someone on the roof.
He's a valiant fighter. He's a great, great gentleman.
See that dude running?
Sergeant Lenz in the Butler command post got this message, verified that the person was not law enforcement, and called Sergeant Olea in the Secret Service command post about it. Secret Service responded by turning one of their sniper teams to face the roof a minute before the shooting, although they left Trump in harm's way on the stage. Was Nickel contacted about any of this? If not, why not? He was not asked whether his colleague from Butler County, who allegedly stayed in position, heard any of the people just outside their windows yelling about a man on the roof 2 minutes before the shooting, as police hopelessly wandered around the building.
Right there, see him?
We have criminals.
He's
We
on
have
the roof. He's right here.
we have people that
Right
should not be
here.
here.
Right on the roof.
It's much
He's
tougher
standing
than
up
it
now.
happens.
He went right on the roof, big guy.
Up here.
So how do you know if Greg's concerns about Crooks are being relayed properly?
We don't. We have to assume that when he put that information out to command, that command took that information and did something with it. We don't know if they did.
None of the concerns appears to have reached members of Trump's Secret Service detail. The Washington Post reports they've complained they were never made aware of the warnings. In their first public comments about the assassination attempt, members of the Beaver County SWAT team described to ABC News what they consider to be failures of planning and communication that would prove catastrophic.
We were supposed to get a face-to-face briefing with the Secret Service snipers whenever they arrived, and that never happened. So I think that was probably a pivotal point where I started thinking things were wrong, because that never happened, and we had no communication with the Secret Service.
You had no communication with the Secret Service at all on that Saturday?
No, not until after the shooting, I believe. Yeah.
And by then?
It was too late.
It was later revealed that this is the sniper who went home 2 hours early, Jason Woods. He wasn't even there when Trump was shot, so he thought things were wrong and then left. The segment then moves on to try and paint some ESU members as heroes for arriving on the roof by falsely suggesting they rushed onto it without knowing the shooter was down.
Members of the Beaver County SWAT team rushed to the shooter's rooftop.
There's a ladder right here.
As seen in footage from Rich Gianvito's helmet camera.
Thanks, brother. Yep.
So we had access through that ladder, got up onto the roof.
And as you're scrambling onto that roof, you don't know for sure whether he's dead or alive, or whether you'll encounter fire.
At that point, no.
As mentioned earlier, Gianvito climbed onto the roof at 6:29. Others had arrived at Crooks' dead body 12 minutes beforehand.
So what are you prepared? Are you prepared for a firefight at that point?
Well, we're prepared for anything at that point, because at this time we're unsure.
Give me a solid perimeter. Get guys prepped to clear the building.
He encountered the shooter's bloodied body some 400 feet from the stage.
And some 18 minutes after the threat was neutralized. You can see him casually walking towards the roof while others were already up there. Let's rewind a few seconds and show what ABC News didn't. This was 17 minutes before G and Vito climbed onto the roof.
Are we good? Shooters down. Are we good to move? We're clear. Let's move.
The team believes it did everything it could have to thwart the attack, but accepts its share of failure.
I think we all failed that day.
How so?
Life was lost.
Yeah. People died. And if there's anything that we could have done to stop that, we should have done.